Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's going to run. He's in! Touchdown! Jalen Hurts! The Eagles are just devouring the Giants. And it is A.J. Brown again! Another touchdown!
Howdy, and welcome back to the Linc Lineup. This is going to be our review show. The Eagles played some meaningful football for the first time since February. I believe the date was 13th. So it is currently September 10th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Recording this as soon as we could, just to we can give our initial reactions and talk about what we saw. I know as of right now, the fan base is kind of in shambles right now.
Everybody's on the fence right now.
Yeah. And I'm going to spoil this episode kind of and say that I feel okay. I feel good, actually. But we'll cover all that. And this episode might turn into a preview show for Thursday's matchup against the Vikings, just because we won't have enough time to record, I feel like, to get everybody together. So we'll talk a little bit about that game. But with me today, we got Bryce. Josh is he's grinding some 2K, so I respect it. 2K comes first to some. Birds come first for me, baby.
Yep.
Just kidding. I want him to live his life. But glad to have Bryce here as always. But yeah, real quick, Bryce, give me like your little initial gut feeling about this game, and then we can take a deeper dive in a little bit.
Cool. So initially, as everybody could tell, hopes were high within about the first 6 minutes of the game. We looked pretty damn good. I thought the very first initial offensive drive, I thought it was kind of shaky. But all in all, you got a field goal out of it. So, I mean, that's all right. But defense came out on fire in that first quarter. You couldn't ask for better defensive play. And then I was really excited about the rookies, how they played. Jalen Carter, yeah, he played exceptionally well. Thought defensive line did all right. You would expect a little bit more coming out of this game, just based on what the Patriots offensive line had going on. Had a couple missing starters. They had a couple of rookies in there. I believe they were both rookies. Didn't get many sacks. I think it was sacking at 2.5 or
2.5, yeah.
2.5.
It was Jalen Carter and then Jordan Davis and Josh Sweat, right?
Yeah, I will tip my hat. I will give props to where it's due. Jordan Davis played exceptional today. He showed flashes as a pass rusher. I'll give him that. He collapsed the pocket well, forced a fumble too. But let's kind of talk about what's got the fan base in shambles right now, and that is the vanilla offensive play calling that was going on all game. I'm not sure how I feel about it so far. It's definitely something that I do not want to see upcoming Thursday. I want to see a little bit more. I don't know if the receivers weren't getting open or if the route concepts and the creativity just wasn't there.
I mean, you saw though in the replays, people were open.
Yeah,
but I feel like Jalen was abandoning the pocket a little too early. Because
I'll give credit to where credit's due. The Patriots defense played really well today.
They did.
They played really, really well, and I don't know if that's to our faults or that's just a Bill Belichick defense, and they always come to play. But I don't know. It is what it is. What do you think?
Yeah. So, like I said in our group chat, I'm okay with, this team. with where they are. To expect them to come into this game and pretty much do what they did last year is unrealistic. And
Unfair. It's unfair to them.
yeah, and so the biggest issue I had with this game, um, what I believe was what everybody has is the offensive play calling, and I believe Brian Johnson was just very passive and very safe because he was afraid to make a mistake, and you saw that the whole first half. It was give it to Kenneth Gainwell, give it to him again, screen pass, hope for the best.
Yep.
The whole first half, it seemed like. And, it was frustrating to watch, especially with the defense doing what they were doing. Because without them, we don't win the game today.
Oh, absolutely not.
And for them to only give up 20 points after like 4 straight 3-and-outs and then just a terrible offense of showing, props to them. But let's get into it a little bit more, a little deeper.
But like you're talking about, like you just said, defense kept us in this game, and they're the reason we won this game. I almost feel like that's what makes a championship team. You know what I mean? Like you can lean on say the defense has a bad game, you should be able to lean on the offense that game, or like today, offensive had a bad game, you can lean on your defense. I don't know really how you feel about that, but I mean that's how I've always like viewed it. Championship teams, they always find a way to win a game.
Yeah. Like I said, let's actually talk about the defense first. I want to talk about them, and then we can bounce around. So defensively, Darius Slay had a good game. He almost had 2 picks. I know he got beat on that one touchdown.
Yeah, he got cooked. He got rattled up.
I think he was expecting something else to happen. Maybe.
Yeah, the commentator was kind of talking about it. They based it off. They made it look like it was like a slant, but it was almost more of a post. It was kind of a double move route, and I think he kind of bit on the first initial move. That's what I saw on the replay. But
I mean, it is what it is. Every corner is going to get beat at some point. Especially, I feel like we played a lot of man today. From what I saw, we did like a little bit too heavy on the man fronts, and but whatever. We have James Bradbury, who I believe is okay. I know he did come out in the fourth quarter.
Looked like he just got popped in the mouth initially.
Yeah,
and
bit his lip, bit his tongue, was bleeding a little bit. But every corner is going to get beat at some point. Unfortunately for Darius Slay, it was for a touchdown. And it wasn't like this. I feel like it wasn't this like dramatic he got cooked type thing. It was kind of he got beat. It's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like Trayvon Diggs getting cooked on a sled and go.
Yeah, and he kind of gave up a touchdown, but I felt like, I don't know, initially you may have felt this way too, but it was at a spot in the game where you almost expected him to give up a touchdown there, so I wasn't like too seriously worried about it. Essentially, you don't want them to score a touchdown there, but it just the flow of the game and the momentum that they were building right there, you kind of expected it throughout that drive. And it sucks that it happened that way, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, besides that, he had a great game. I feel like he was, he's making tackles, and run support. Like I said, he almost got 2 picks. One he returned for a touchdown. So I mean,
yeah.
And let's say something: when Darius Slay is in open field, he is a very good return guy. I know he will.
Absolutely.
You can some person out there is gonna be like, well, we should put him as a punt returner or keep returner. No, he's not that. But
he's 32 years old.
Yeah,
I'm down now.
Yeah, but like he's very good in open field, because I remember the Broncos game when he got the fumble, returned it, even though Teddy Bridgewater did give the shittiest effort I've ever seen in my life. But he's very good. He's very good at returning the ball. My initial concern is Justin Evans at safety. I feel like he's not playing a role he's comfortable in, especially in pass coverage.
They had, for some reason, it seemed like he was like the the single high safety a lot, and I don't know if that's really his game.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're going to do about that. He's great in run support. I just don't see him, having too much success. Being that center field type safety that he was playing today. And on top of that, I'm excited to see him play. I was excited to see him play just because the way he was hitting in preseason. But I paid attention to his jersey and I saw his sleeves, and I got flashbacks to Sam Bradford because those things were hanging down to his elbows. And
I'll give it to him. He can, if he gets his hands on you, he's making that tackle. He's a very good tackler. But one of the touchdowns, I believe, is the first Kendrick Bourne touchdown where it looked like James Bradbury just got beat. I think that was on Justin Evans.
I think so, too.
He was in the wrong spot. He got lost. I think Mac Jones may have looked him off to the opposite side of the field and just came back and scored that touchdown. But I'm not going to hold that too much against him because I mean this is a new scheme. He's a new player in Philly, new defensive coordinator. Um, I understand he played in the preseason, but I mean this is week one. I'm sure he's still getting loose, knocking cobwebs out and stuff like that. But I wouldn't be so quick to pull him just because I feel like I don't know. Deep down, I think he's a better athlete than Terrell Edmonds.
Yep.
So I don't know if single high or like the high safety is the position for him.
Yeah.
But the problem is what we run into there. I don't know if any of our safeties are really fit for that high safety position. I mean, you got Terrell. He played a lot in the box today. Sidney, he's like a box safety. That's what he pretty much played in Illinois. Reed, kind of a box safety as well. So it's a little weird.
Yeah. I do think that they have to probably make a move at safety at some point. You can keep Reed on the field. You can put Sidney Brown on the field when it gets there, as like a little hybrid type role. But you definitely need somebody to play over top. Someone that excels at that. I know Reed can do it, but I know they prefer him to be, in the box. And me too, because he led the team with 12 tackles today.
Yeah.
So
if you could, let's give like 3 standout players you had today on defense.
On defense,
yeah.
Definitely, Jalen Carter. Watching him, so like he for me he was must watch like TV.
Yeah.
Anytime I saw
every time the defense came on the field, my eyes was glued to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, wherever 98 was, I was there, and there was a lot of times he would beat linemen with just a simple like a pull, like he just pulled him and just threw him on the ground, and he got a lot of double teams his way.
Yeah.
But he did great. He got his first sack. He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And he finally got a sack after getting close so many times.
Yep.
Obviously you're gonna have to get one of Darius Slay, just because you gotta pick 6. He like I said, he played well. I'm not gonna hold that touchdown. I'm not gonna like weigh that too much on my mind when it comes to how I value his performance today.
Yep.
And then last but not least, I feel like you got to give it to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis had 6 tackles. And then half a sack.
He was a monster, dude. He was a monster in the middle today.
He was, and it's a good sign because we talked about it a couple podcasts ago, probably towards the beginning. Is like
he's got to make plays.
Yeah, he's a question mark. He was a question mark coming into the season, and to see him go out there and do something, it was great because even the preseason he didn't really show like too much.
Yeah,
but great on him.
Dude, I think he looks more in shape. He looks more. He's built a lot of confidence in himself. I think that was the biggest thing for him last year, which kind of hurt him because I'm pretty sure he even talked about it in one of the press passes during training camp. He was like, "Man, last year was just a confidence issue for me." He said he felt he was starting to build confidence through like the first couple weeks until that injury happened, and that set him back. He was talking about he's like, do I even really belong in the NFL? Pretty sure today he proved that he absolutely belongs in the NFL.
Yeah, he definitely did. Couple things, I guess, to wrap up the defensive side of the discussion is, I do you think Nakobe Dean did enough today to make you feel like okay with him? Um, he did okay. I know he got hurt, and I'm hoping I haven't
Yeah,
seen
and
anything.
that's what I'm worried about.
I haven't seen anything.
No, they said it was he suffered a foot injury, and when you get taken from, I believe I don't think he even went to the medical tent. I think he just went straight to the locker room. That's not really a good sign. Um, but the first few possessions or first few opportunities they had on defense, I thought he excelled. Um, he's a sure tackler, man. As being kind of undersized as a linebacker, he tackles really well. Um, I will say, I believe, I think he may have had his eyes in the backfield too much, in pass coverage, if that makes sense. Because there was a couple reps I saw where the tight ends caught the ball behind him, and I think he just kind of lost track of where they're at. Um, if we can get that cleaned up with him and he's healthy, I believe he can be he's a good player. You could definitely see the leader intangibles in him. Um, yeah, I think he's going to be a good player, man. I just really hope he's healthy because our linebacker depth is shaky.
Just I was just looking at it. He left the locker room in a boot, so uh, doesn't necessarily mean he's out for a while. Doesn't necessarily mean anything really. They just put it as like they could put it on as like a
Cautionary thing.
precautionary measure, but we'll find out more probably tomorrow. But if I had to guess, he
Still
probably won't
not
play.
good.
He probably won't play Thursday, but you get a mini bye, and hopefully he's back for Tampa. Um,
I think Nicholas Morrow's getting elevated.
yeah. Oh, you know what? I forgot about him. I don't think he gets to start. I feel like Christian Ellis gets it,
It's not, yeah.
and I'm okay with that. I like Christian Ellis a lot. Um, I just like the way he plays, man, and I think if given opportunity, he'll shine.
I think if we get some things cleaned up schematically on defense, the linebackers will shine a lot more than they did today.
And before you give your three, because I'm curious if we have the same ones. If we do have the same ones, just let me know. But I want to say, Mac Jones had a great game, and
He did.
he was throwing to nobodies, and then the line that he was working with was absolutely awful. Somehow,
He surprised me today. He honestly looked like the quarterback at Alabama when he was up for Heisman. Very quick throws, very decisive in his throws. I I love Mac just because he's from Alabama. He won us a national championship. So I was happy to see him succeed today and what he had going. But it sucked that it was against us and he scared the shit out of me. But
yeah.
it,
But
it is
you
what
know,
it is.
uh, the defensive line was definitely as a whole a disappointment, just because where we were last year with sacks, and we
Hmm.
with a busted line that they had, we couldn't produce more. But that's okay. We got the win. We'll move on
Yeah.
to next week. But who are your three standout
So,
performers?
so I got two of the same that you got.
Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, right?
Yeah, them are my two standouts, and man, I gotta give props where it's due, man. Reed Blankenship played absolutely tremendous today. He made some key tackles that like you absolutely have to make in spots where they can't first down, and he was able to make open field tackles. I know he got beat over the top. Hunter Henry kind of beat him over the top. But I just think that was a really good throw by Mac Jones. So I can't really fault that on Reed. You don't look for Reed to be great in pass coverage, but he played pretty well today. I remember he broke up a pass, almost got a pick on the sideline earlier in the first quarter. He looked good there, but I really liked what I saw from Reed today.
Yeah, and I think, in all honesty, he's probably going to become a fan favorite as the season goes on. Um, I feel like if I see him in the open field, and he might be by himself. I feel confident he's going to make the tackle. He's
Yeah,
going to make that play. When what a find! What a find by Howie.
yeah,
Because he was undrafted, right? Yeah, he was undrafted,
yep, yep,
and from Middle Tennessee.
yep.
Yep. So like, what a find! And then to go from undrafted to
A starter, like
a
the key
starter,
starter.
like and an unquestioned starter
Yeah,
during training camp. Um, it's
made
great.
made some crazy plays in training camp too in those joint practices. Like it looked like he was gonna. I mean, I still think he has a breakout season this year based off today and what I hear in training camp. He probably is going to end up one of our leading tacklers on the team,
Yep.
and I'm very excited to see him take a step in pass coverage and just also becoming a leader in that secondary. I feel like he's definitely one of the players that you could see sticking around in Philly
Yeah.
for a long time.
Definitely. I feel like, if it comes down to it when it comes to contracts, obviously I'm not his agent. I'm not him. But I feel like, he might take like a little discount just because we took a chance on him.
Yeah,
But that's still ways away.
yeah,
Um so, on the flip side, let's talk about offense. Like I said before, that first half was awful. It was tough to watch. Jalen Hurts had 40 yards passing, which is crazy when you think about it, because you have all these weapons and like nothing's happening, right?
yep.
So, you know what happened basically, and here's what happened. Brian Johnson, like I said, he was scared. He was scared to make a mistake, and I get it. I get it. And like I said, I I predicted this. I feel like you would see some growing pains, and you're going to see them throughout the year, and it may eventually lose us a game. But you got to go through these things to be great. And um, that second half, whenever we started getting rhythm, is what I expect out of the Eagles going forward. Or
But
out,
even in that rhythm, did you feel like a sense of uneasiness? Like you, because I felt like when we started getting rhythm, man, there was just a lot of times we shot ourselves in the foot with either a penalty or just I don't know. I just kind of felt uneasy because I didn't see the consistency that I wanted to. I guess.
and I think part of that was I feel like this wasn't a great Jalen Hurts game. I feel like he waited way too long to make decisions sometimes. Um, a couple of those passes, those long bombs that he threw, I feel like if he threw them earlier, it would have had a better chance of being completed. Um, and he's just missing guys, and that happens whenever you haven't played football, and where is it? 7 months? Yeah, 7 months. So I don't expect this to be a Jalen Hurts at all, but it is what it is. It happened.
But if you could feel confident in anybody making adjustments, that's your guy. You can feel confident in.
Yeah, I can say this. I was definitely frustrated with Jalen today. I'm still frustrated with him after this performance, because he did make some mistakes, and but at the end of the day, the play calling still was bad. I will say
Yeah.
that fumble that Jalen had, there's no reason to run
That's a
Jalen
bone.
right there.
Yeah, that's pretty boneheaded right there.
There is no reason to run. Was it on third down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
Why
no, second down.
second down? Let me look it up. But there's no
Sure.
reason. There's no reason to run that right there.
Yeah, but let me just take some heat off Jalen real quick. Me and you, because I'm gonna get a little frustrated right now.
Oh, it's
Me and you
first and
can
10.
first and 10. Okay, so me and you can both agree we love Kenneth Gainwell to death. I love Kenny, but what the fuck, dude? There is no reason for Kenneth Gainwell to have that many touches of the football.
Yep.
You know what
14
I mean?
carries to 1 for DeAndre
Yeah.
Swift.
There's no reason for that. And there's no reason for him to have that much playing time over any of the other backs. And it's almost like they were running plays for Kenny, like even in passing situations, like those like little swing routes and stuff.
Yeah.
No, bro. I mean, I don't get it. I love Kenny, but and I hate that it's coming on him. Like the fault is coming on him almost at this point. But I mean, it's not his fault. But that play calling, bro, no, there's no reason. It's like they didn't want to put DeAndre Swift on the field.
Yeah. I'm curious to see the snap counts when they come out, and look and see how many snaps each of them played. But looking at like the box score, and even just watching the game, it doesn't seem like this is a running back by committee. It seems like it is Kenneth Gainwell and the other guys. It's not everybody like equal at all.
And Kenny did fine. Kenny played well today. I mean, he had some big runs. I know there were some third downs that yeah, but that's another thing. It's like 3rd and 6, like third and long distances, 3rd and 6 to like 3rd and 8, and we're running halfback draws, bro.
Yeah.
What is that? Why? I don't get it. You're relying on your offensive line way too much. By the way, Cam Jurgen, he got his ass whooped a couple times.
He did.
He got his ass kicked a couple times today, and that scares me. That is not a good sign.
I think he'll be okay. And I feel like for the most part he was solid.
Yeah,
And I don't know.
I may be overreacting, but
But there were some times where I saw his back was breaking because he was getting folded.
yeah,
I don't think he gave up a sack. I feel like all the sacks that they got were on Jalen.
yeah.
But
Like that first Matt Judon sack, I think that was just miscommunication in pass protection.
yeah, they sent 6, and
Yeah,
the way they ran it, the linebacker he just ate up Lane Johnson's block, and so Judon came free.
yeah.
Um,
Judon, I will say, Matthew Judon is an excellent football player.
he is.
That dude is a freak.
He definitely is. But yeah, I know that's gonna be the biggest topic going forward for this week. I know it's a short week because we got the Vikings.
Do they scare you at all?
No, not at all. Not one bit. Kirk Cousins are under the lights, and then Justin Jefferson versus an elite cornerback does not scare me at all. I actually might bench Justin Jefferson on fantasy. But let's talk about the receivers real quick. Honestly, not much to talk about really, because they're honestly quiet. Like I said, I feel like the scheme today was get the running backs involved and then kind of get it to the wide receivers whenever you can. I didn't like that, just because we have arguably the top two, like the best duo in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Why are we not making something happen with them? I mean, like at one point, Kenneth Gainwell, and like Boston Scott had the same amount of targets as AJ Devontae and Dallas Goedert, and it took until the 4th quarter for Dallas Goedert to get one look.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's no reason for that. And part of that is I'm gonna put that on Jalen because in the replays, Tony Romo talked about it a couple times. Dallas Goedert was wide open. But Jalen kind of left the pocket. I mean, he left the pocket, and or pocket got collapsed, and he had to roll out. But maybe he just wasn't looking downfield or something. But I think that'll get fixed. I mean, they go back and watch the film, and Jalen's kind of going to be taking a little hard on himself. We're realizing he missed a couple, but I don't know. It's week 1, dude. Like I'm overreacting, but I'm not overreacting if that makes sense. Like the offensive line play today, I didn't think it was great. But I also think that's not on them. That might be a lot on just Bill Belichick's defense being. I mean, it's always good. It don't matter.
I feel like they were super aggressive too. I feel like every other play was a blitz.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Eagles were ready for it. This was the issue last year as well, where the scheme was that free rusher have Jalen make a miss, and I feel like a lot of times Jalen's not making a miss, and that's asking a lot from a quarterback to keep looking downfield and also trying to make something happen without getting sacked. So And I believe like Tony Romo said that he called like a hot route and the receiver didn't run it. So I don't know. But I don't
I don't like
expect
Tony Romo, but he's got a lot of insight when it comes to stuff like that. So
he does. But yeah, I don't expect this to be the norm for
no.
the Eagles going forward. I think honestly, Nick Sirianni probably lit Brian Johnson's ass up and was like, "Stop being a little bitch and call plays like you want to win. Don't just let it happen." Because like we're a talented team, but sometimes like a good scheme can balance it out. And I know it was raining heavy in that first quarter and
I think
into the
that
second.
it may have played a lot into the game planning, but I mean, it was raining its ass off in the first quarter and second quarter. Guess what? It's not raining in the third and fourth, and still ain't nothing changed.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Saw something on Twitter. Somebody said Brian Johnson should be flipping burgers in New England by tomorrow.
Should be. He has to be. A couple other talking points I guess I want to talk about. Before I'm not going to give anybody on this offense. I'm not going to point out anybody.
One thing, I think Aaron Sipos played all right today. I mean, he had a couple big punts, and the Gunners, Sidney Brown and Josh Joe was trying to kill people out there.
They were solid. They were definitely solid.
And I give props to Josh Jobe too, stepping in at that last drive.
That's what I was going to bring up. Whether you like it or not, or whether you saw it or not, Josh Jobe caused that final pass to be incomplete by pushing him out of bounds.
Yep.
So get on him, and like I said, I believe on the previous show, if Josh Jobe comes in for Bradbury or Slay, I feel okay. Feel okay, and same thing with Eli Ricks if he comes in, which I think Eli Ricks was inactive and Keeley was active. Which is weird because I feel like
that was just for special teams. They like Keeley a lot on special teams. On certain, I seen him around the ball a bunch during kickoff returns or kickoffs and stuff like that. But I don't know. I like the depth of our corners. They're solid.
Yep. And to pretty much wrap this up, Jake Elliott's a stud. I believe it's 3 50-yard field goals, 50-plus yard field goals. Hit all 3 of them. Hit the
Upright.
On one of them. Scared the shit out of me, but went in. That's all that matters. And Britton Covey had a nice little return, little 25-yard return on the second one. So not bad. Not a bad showing from the special teams, I feel like.
Yep.
But any last words about this game before we kind of move on briefly to talk about the upcoming Eagles-Vikings game?
Not much about this game. I just think I don't think nobody needs to overreact that much right now. Just not to the point of where you're just kind of ready to write this team off, but just got to remember that this is week 1 for a lot of people. This is the first time for a lot of people that they've actually seen or actually playing football in a long time. So they're just knocking some cobwebs loose, stuff like that. But there is definitely some things that they got to fix.
Definitely. The only thing I would overreact about is Kenneth Gainwell getting too many touches. That's really it. And then maybe the play calling. But as far as like team wise, don't write them off. Don't talk about this team isn't as good as we thought they were. They are, and they will be fine. Just give us some time. And here's the best part about the schedule is we have the Vikings next, who I'm not terrified of. We get the Bucks. We have the Commanders.
Yep.
And then we got the Rams. So
Rams hung 30 on the fucking Seahawks today, which kind of surprised me.
I don't think the Seahawks are good. So
I don't know. It just surprised me with that offense. I didn't. Matt Stafford's out there throwing a bunch of no names right now.
Right. So this, and honestly, what I'm trying to get to is this schedule's very favorable for us to get going. So, definitely take a chill pill, relax, and enjoy, soak up the win until Thursday, and then Thursday get ready to go crazy once more. But like I said, we're gonna briefly go over Thursday's game. We still don't know much about each team because it's week 1. However, the Vikings lost, right, to the Bucks. The Vikings lost to the Bucks. You tell me how that sounds. It's bad.
Yep.
It's not good.
Yep.
Because the Bucks are bad and they didn't look good against the Vikings.
Nope.
So nothing scares me with the Vikings at all. Nothing. Not one thing scares me.
That defense is shot, man.
Yeah, defense is bad. Offense is not great. They have one weapon, probably two. Addison he looked good.
Yeah.
But Madison in the backfield, not good. There's a big drop off between him and Dalvin Cook, and I definitely think he saw it. So going into this game, this is the home opener. The lights are going to be bright. I think the fans are going to go wild because most of the stadiums today were going crazy, like it was a playoff game. And I can only imagine what Philly's going to be like once it's the first game. So tell me, what do you expect going into this game on Thursday?
If I could, so if they get things fixed, how we think they're going to get them fixed, like the play calling, stuff like that, I could very, very well seeing this game go exactly how it did last year. Just kind of beat their ass on national television. But Vikings offense is about the only thing that carries that team. You take that away, you win the game. You take Justin Jefferson out of the game, you win the game. No matter what happened today with the Vikings and they lost, Justin Jefferson had a monster game still. I'd assume Darius Slay is going to travel with him. I don't know. I like our defense against their offense.
I like our offense against their defense. So
yeah, I think we win this game. I don't know. It's just kind of hard to tell with today still in my mind, I guess. Today's still fresh, but
yeah.
Ask me later in the week. Ask me about Tuesday, and then I can give you a for sure answer that we'll just beat the shit out of this team. But
I think we will. I think this is one of those games that won't be close. It's just it is hard to be like super positive because we didn't. Because at one point we were up 16-0, and next thing you know, second quarter ends. Now it's a 2-point game. So
if defense can play for 4 quarters how they did in the first quarter, we go back to the Super Bowl. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that.
No, for sure. But I also feel like they were just gassed for being on the field the whole time. I couldn't tell you what.
That's what I definitely saw from Jalen Carter. Like throughout snap, like when Fletch went down, he was in there constantly. You could tell. I mean, he took some pass rush plays off. You could definitely tell that. But that's no shot to him. I mean, you could tell that from everybody. Everybody was tired, bro. They had to get back on the field.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna win on Thursday. I feel confident going into that game. But can't wait through that review, see where our heads at then, and see the difference in tone between this episode and that next episode. And then real quick before we end this episode, I kind of want to go over the NFC East at least. Cardinals are the Commanders didn't look too. Oh my God, the Giants just missed a 36-yard field goal. Commanders didn't look good against the Cardinals. Cardinals looked like they were in it the whole time, and I had Red Zone on, and then I was traveling to my mom's house to watch the game. But didn't look anything. Didn't look too good for them.
It didn't look great. I watched pretty much that whole game. I could see the potential in Washington, but but that's definitely not a team you want to keep a close game to. If that makes sense. I still have the Cardinals as the worst team in this league, but I don't know. Be
My
interesting.
my 0-17 prediction still alive, and it almost was shot today. So, very interesting to see. I don't believe in the Commanders just yet, and somehow doesn't impress me that much. And right now, it's currently a minute left in the second quarter. Dallas is up 26-0 against the Giants. I don't think this says Dallas is good. I feel like Dallas is a good team, but I think the Giants are
A bad team.
boo-boo ass cheeks. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I think last year was a fluke for them, but it'll be interesting to see. It's gonna be a fun year.
I really wish Saquon Barkley would get the hell out of there, dude. I love Saquon as a player. I just hate that he's on that poverty team.
Oh yeah, and they attached themselves to Daniel Jones for the future, and what a mistake that'll be. But like I said, it's gonna be a fun year. Probably gonna be stressful. I feel like Dallas is gonna compete with us for the NFC East. Probably end up playing each other in the playoffs.
That'd be a good game.
I hope it's the NFC Championship, and I hope we beat them. But leading up to that game, I'd be stressed out. But it'll be fun if we win, if we beat them. It'll definitely be worth it. But yeah, that's going to be the episode for today. We will be back. We'll record on Friday to discuss the Vikings-Eagles game. I'll leave this question for you, Bryce, because I'm actually curious. Do you ever use Prime Vision when you watch these Thursday night games?
Mm-mm.
No, I think Prime Vision is pretty cool. It's all 22 camera, and it kind of tracks everything. It has lots of stats. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, I'm gonna be watching that.
Yeah, I'll probably look into that.
And I'll also leave you guys with this. I am ready to go back and watch the all 22. See how many receivers Jalen Hurts missed, and if they just weren't creating separation. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see, fun to watch back. But like I said, we're recording Friday. The episode should be put out on Saturday, and yeah, hopefully when we come back, we'll be pumped, be 2-0, and we'll be ready to go to Tampa. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, what else are we on? Amazon. Leave us a nice little review, nice little rating. Tell us you love us, and say "Go Birds" in the comment. That way people will listen to us. Be able to find us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and tell me I look good. But until next time, I'm Chase. This is Bryce. Follow the show on all socials at the Linc Lineup. And until next time, as always, go Birds.
Go Birds.